Good Erev Shabbos, Parshas Vayigash. So for a while, guys have been asking me to record my Shalosh Shudus Drasha that I usually give. We do Shalosh Shudus every week by my house. Again, we're doing it this week. Everybody come. If you're listening, more than invited. Bez Hashem. And guys have asked me to say the recording, make a recording of it, so that they can write it down and hear it and bring it back Lamaisa, because there's a reason I say pretty much the same thing almost every single week, because the fact that it's such a kedai thing that we need to focus on and be mechazik ourselves literally every single week with the power and kedusha Shalosh Shudus. So if you've heard before, just bear with me, and I think it's kedai to listen again and again and hold on to it with you. So Bez Hashem, Chazal tell us that there's three things that the olam is mezalzel, that the world literally stands on. I don't really have the power to do so, but if I would be able to add on to that list of three things, I would add Shalosh Shudus to the list. The way I like to describe Shalosh Shudus to everybody is that the way that we kind of all view Shalosh Shudus growing up is a bowl of Fruity Pebbles on a Shabbos afternoon. Right? That's pretty much the extent of it. After you come back from Mincha, just a nice bowl of cereal and milk, nice bowl of Fruity Pebbles. That's at least what it was for me. And people have this conception that Shalosh Shudus is just kind of like, it's the end of Shabbos. It's kind of it's an off time. What they don't realize, though, Shalosh Shudus is the most ikr time of Shabbos. People don't realize that Shabbos actually goes up in Kedusha. People have this big misconception. They think that when Shabbos comes in, right, that's the ikr. When we do the Chadodi and the whole place is bumping and we're greeting the Shabbos Malka, that's the ikr. And all of a sudden you see Shabbos morning, about a quarter of the shul is there. But what people don't realize that we're not being mod b'kedusha, or being mile b'kodesh. Shabbos actually goes up. And what I want to describe is an analogy that the way I see a lot in business. I have a different opinion than some people. Some people agree with me, some people don't. We have a nice machlekes. That some people will say that the most important thing is a first impression. Right? Because you show up to the job interview, you look like a bum, look like a homeless man. Yeah, the whole thing is going to be a bust. Right? But ultimately, what I disagree with them is I think that the most important thing is not the first impression, but the last impression. Right? Because ultimately, even if you come in just as the hopeless man, you still have an opportunity to show yourself. During the, you could still show, maybe you really are the most capable of the job. Maybe you just had a bad day. Maybe you just had whatever it is. Right? It's very valid. You could have excuses. And it's always about the way you leave is the way you're remembered. The way the person remembers you is how you leave. Right? So too with Shabbos Kodesh. That what's the idea of Shabbos? Shabbos is a day that we know the Gehenim is resting. The Rishayim and Gehenim get a rest. We know the books are closed. There's no din in the world. There's just Rachamim in the world. Right? It's just a day of pure and utter Kedusha between us and Hashem. And as the day goes on, and we get closer to the end, there's a certain time. And we said Shabbos is, as we said at the beginning, Shabbos is Mila B'Kodesh. Shabbos goes up and up and up and up Kodesh. Similar to another time during the year, which we'll discuss in a second. And during the time of Ben Hashmashos, is a halachic suffix. We don't know if it's still Shabbos. We don't know if Shabbos is over yet. We don't know if the books are open. We don't know if we're being judged again. We don't know if the fires of Gehenna have started again. It's a time of pure suffix. We don't know what's going on. And it's a last opportunity, a last push. When there's nothing else around us, the last push just to say, Hashem, please, I just want to be close to you. What do I do now? And this is very similar, if you think about it, it's a very similar parallel to Yom Kippur. Because Yom Kippur is what? Yom Kippur is the battery pack for the year. Yom Kippur is the battery pack for the year. Yom Kippur, all the shefa, all the bracha comes to Yom Kippur. We know that. And Yom Kippur is the same way. Kol Nidre. Poof! Kol Nidre is Kol Nidre. We all know. The beginning, when they start walking, right? The whole thing, it's scary. And then as the day goes on, once you get past Shachris, you get to Musaf, you get to Mincha, at that point, it's like, guys are already going outside and taking breaks. Even on Yom Adin and Yom Kippur. But we all know what happens come Ben Hashmashos. The moment Ne'ilah comes, something snaps. Something comes right back into play. Something awakens within us. And Ne'ilah is the most powerful feeling for every single Jew. After all the fasting, after everything, because of the fact that it's a moment of your neshama just needs to call out. Your neshama feels like, I don't know. We all know that feeling in Ne'ilah. When you're thinking about it, you're like, whoa, I wonder if I'm destined to die this year. Chas v'shalom, right? What if it was already closed? But maybe it wasn't. Maybe I could still call to Hashem one time. Even if you took Yom Kippur as the biggest joke of the year the entire time until then, you still have Ne'ilah. And Ne'ilah ends up being the most powerful time where you see every single person screaming out and connecting. We know that the gates of Shemaim are mamish open. So too on Shabbos. Shabbos is the battery pack of the week. It's the same thing, right? Shabbos is the battery pack for the week. That all of the shefa, all of the bracha, all of your success in Parnasa, all of your success in Kedusha, all of your success in Limud Torah, all your success in Tefillah, It all comes from Shabbos. It all goes from how much Kedusha you soak on Shabbos. Shabbos is the battery pack for the entire week. Same thing as Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is battery pack for the year. Shabbos is battery pack for the entire week. And so, same Indian. So what's the ikar of Bein Hashmashos? Bein Hashmashos is in the Ilah, on Shabbos, so to speak. And that's why the koach during that you have, the power you have during Shalosh Shudus, it's Shalosh Shudus, it's Ma'ila B'Kedusha, it's the Ilah for the week. That what you have the last opportunity, as the Kedusha Shabbos is waiting away. You don't know if the books are open. You don't know if the fires are burning Gehenna. We don't know. We just don't know. So what do? We just close our eyes and we cry out to Hashem. And we sing. Because we say the power of song, the power of the Shalosh Shudus Miros, there is nothing more powerful. That the Shalosh Shudus Miros have the power to shatter for everything. Every blockage that's blocking from Shemaim, those words in the Shalosh Shudus Miros, they go right up to Shemaim. And it's the most powerful time. This is the time of Keser. Right? Shalosh Shudus is actually the Bein Hashmashos on Shabbos is the highest point. That's the only time during the week you have access to the highest sphere of Keser. Right? This is a little bit more in terms of the Kabbalistic side. But there is no higher moment than Shalosh Shudus. And that's why during Shalosh Shudus, there's a lot of inyanim that kind of corroborate this. That during Shalosh Shudus, believe it or not, there's a reason that Shalosh Shudus, sometimes people are like, oh, Shalosh Shudus is shvach. You know why it's shvach? Because of the fact that I've heard this in before. That the idea is that it's a lot of times, it's not meant, and at least if you come to my place before, you see, I don't make a ginormous spread. We have nice kugel, we have lecha mishnah, we have some of my wife's challah, which is geshmak, and I take all the leftovers from Vlad, and we have a nice time. Right? Maybe take lechayim, whatever. But it's not a lavish meal like lunch, but why not? Shouldn't it be? It's a Suda. It should be in Suda Shishi. What are you talking about? Because the Indian is, Shalosh Shudus is not a time of physical excess, of physical pleasure. It's a time of pure spiritual pleasure. The Suda itself, the real satiation you get is spiritually during the time of Suda Shishi, during the time of Shalosh Shudus. That's the Ikar of Shalosh Shudus. And those words that you sing, when you sing the words of Yedid Nefesh, of asking Hashem for pure closeness, and that's why I sing whenever by the table, I sing songs for Yeshua, for Geula, those tefillahs, there's nothing more powerful. And there's a story about a certain Rebbe, I'm not sure, I don't remember who it was, but I saw it in the Sefer, I think it was in Avodas Avoda. Apparently there was a certain Rebbe, a big tzaddik, who was like, one of these guys, very quiet, never gave Moser. It was like his thing, he never gave Moser. He was just very quiet, never gave Moser. Okay, that was like his style. There was only 2 times in his entire life that he ever gave Moser. One time, as the story goes, he was at Suda Shishi, I guess at his yeshiva or someone's yeshiva, whatever, and there was 2 bachrim who were talking during the zmiros, during the singing. And this Rebbe, who never gives Moser, got up, walked up to them, backslapped them across the face, like, mamish. And he said, how could you speak right now? How could you speak words of Batala during the time of Suda Shishi? How could you speak words during this holy time of Kirvas Hashem? The closer you get, this is the Elah. This is the Elah for the week. Do you want to succeed in Limud Torah this week? Do you want to succeed in Tefillah this week? This is it. This is the Ikr for you. This is the only time. This is the. How could you possibly open your mouth speaking Dvar B'Telem? And ultimately, that's the Ikr of Shalosh Shudus. The Ikr of Shalosh Shudus is that it's a time where you cannot get closer to Hashem. It's not possible. During the week is the highest time. You have the highest access to Kosh Baruch Hu. So, and like we said at the beginning, it's about the way you leave. It's about the last impression. It's about the last impression, not about the first. It's about the last impression, right? So ultimately, the idea is, and I'll close with one Indian, that the idea that it says in Parshas Vayetze. The Parsha starts off Vayetze Yaakov Mecharon Vayelech Beersheba, right? I believe. And what's the idea? We know that Yaakov went to Beersheba. So where was Yaakov at the very end of the previous Parsha? He was in Haran. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I totally just messed that up. My bad, excuse me. Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheba Vayelech Harana. Thank you so much. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Thank you Hashem for fixing the Torah in my mouth. Anyways, the idea is that Yaakov, we know that Yaakov was in Beersheba. So why isn't the Parsha just Vayelech Yaakov Harana? Why did he say Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheba? What's the idea of Yaakov came from Beersheba? What do we need to know? We know Yaakov came from Beersheba. And also, who cares where he came from? If you go somewhere, we know where you're coming from. You're leaving somewhere. But who cares? I don't say, Shimon left his house to go to yeshiva. Like, no, we say, Shimon went to yeshiva. Baruch Hashem. Like, what are we talking about over here? So the idea is, a very powerful idea is brought down in Avodas Avoda by the Hashar Rebbe. The Indian's like this. That we know that Rashi says that on that pasuk. Why does it say Vayetze? Because when a tzaddik leaves a place, when he leaves a location, he leaves a roshem. He leaves an impression on that place. He leaves a spiritual impression on that place. And the idea is that when Yaakov Avinu left left Beersheba, it wasn't the ikr of him going to Haran. It was about how he left. The Torah emphasizes Vayetze Yaakov me Beersheba because it's emphasizing the way that Yaakov left. Yaakov left an impression there. He left a roshan there. And Al Piyasot, what do we know? We say, what is the Be'er? The Be'er is the well. What's the Be'er Sheva? What's the Sheva? The Sheva of the seven is seven. What's the well of the seven? The Be'er Sheva? That's Shabbos. The well of the 7 days of the week. The source of everything, the source of life, the source of our parnas, the source of our kedusha, the source of everything comes from Shabbos. It all comes from Shabbos. Shabbos is the Beersheba. So Vayetze Yaakov me Beersheba. What's the remez? What's the allusion to us? The allusion to us is Hashem is saying, you want to bask in the Beersheba, you want to draw from the Beersheba, you want to draw from the Kedusha Shabbos. It's not about how you get to Charana, which is, so to speak, the week. It's about how you Vayetze me Beersheba. That's the ikr. It's about Vayetze Beersheba. How do you leave the Beersheba? That's how you unlock the Beersheba. Not about getting to Charana. No one cares about that. That's the week. You're going to get there. Don't worry, you're going to get there. I don't care about how you get there. I care about how you leave. That is the Kedusha, the Ikr Kedusha Shalosh Shudus, and the Ikr Suda Shishi. And we have to really be mechazik ourselves in this inyan because it's very difficult. It's very easy to kind of, not take it seriously and move on. But I've seen for myself, the weeks I have, and Shabbos, the beautiful, gorgeous Shalosh Shudus, the week I feel it. I mamish feel it in the week. And I think back to Shalosh Shudus. Weeks where I kind of just doesn't really work out so much, I feel it too. And I mean this in the truth. To bask in the Kedusha of Keser, and the Kedusha of Sudash Shishit and the time of Ben Hashmashos and Shabbos, and we should learn these inyanim, take these inyanim seriously, and all be zoche to tremendous growth, and see the Gula Sumah Amen.